Allen Iverson, the answer. The man who changed basketball forever. You know, the highlights, the crossovers, the scoring explosions. But what if I told you he never worked out in the offseason? No weight training, no structured drills, no Mamba Mentality approach. And yet, he's still a Hall of Famer, still one of the most iconic players to ever step onto a basketball court. But here's the real question. What if he had put in the work? What if he had dedicated himself to training like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James? Would we be talking about Allen Iverson as one of the 5 greatest players in NBA history? Would he have won more championships? Today, we're diving into the myth of Allen Iverson. How did he dominate without traditional training? What made him different? And most importantly, what did he leave on the table by not pushing himself to his full potential? Buckle up because this is going to be a ride.
I know I don't do everything right. No, I'll do a whole lot of that ain't right. Yes, I do. I'm just like y'all though. Believe me, like you, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I might be better, I might not be, but I'm just like you. I'm human, just like you.
Some players are built in the gym, others are built by the game itself. Allen Iverson was the latter. When you talk about raw, God-given talent, Iverson is at the top of the list. At 6 feet tall and barely 165 pounds, he was often the smallest player on the court, both growing up and in the pros. But if you ever watched him play, you'd swear he was built like a tank. He attacked the rim with ferocity of a power forward, took punishment from giants, and just kept going. His first step was legendary, freezing defenders in their place, and his ability to finish in traffic made him one of the most unstoppable players in the league. But here's the thing, he never trained for it in the way we think NBA superstars train. He never spent hours in the weight room. He never followed a strict off-season routine designed to fine-tune his body.
14 years of training camp. You know, I love it. No, I'm lying. I still hate it.
While other greats spent their summers drilling fundamentals, Iverson was out living. He grew up playing football and basketball on the streets of Hampton, Virginia, where the game wasn't about structure, it was about survival. To him, basketball wasn't something you trained for, it was something you did. As long as he had the ball in his hands, he knew he could dominate. And for most of his career, that was enough. So why didn't he train like other greats? In Iverson's mind, he simply didn't need to. He once said, and I quote, "I never was a guy that did it the right way, but you're not me. God didn't give you the talent that he gave me." And that's the thing, AI believed in his talent. He believed he was chosen. And to be fair, the results backed him up. He won MVP in 2001, led the league in scoring 4 times, made 11 All-Star appearances, and took a Philadelphia 76ers team that had no business being in the finals and put them on his back against the powerhouse Lakers. All of this happened without off-season workouts, without weightlifting, and without refined skill development or really working hard at all. He relied purely on his instincts, his feel for the game, and his relentless competitive fire. Now, contrast that with players like Kobe Bryant or LeBron James. Kobe was known for his insane work ethic, waking up at 4 a.m. for workouts, repeating the same moves thousands of times, and constantly adding new elements to his game. He was simply never satisfied. LeBron James invests over $1 million a year into his body, ensuring he's remained dominant deep into his 30s and now into his 40s. Iverson, well, he just played to play. To him, basketball wasn't a job, it was part of who he was. He never saw the need for extra conditioning or structured training, and as long as he could dominate on pure talent, he wasn't going to change. But here's where it catches up to you. The NBA isn't just about talent, it's about longevity. Michael Jordan evolved his game as he got older. He developed a fadeaway jumper, built up his body, and found ways to stay effective even as his athleticism declined. Kobe Bryant did the same thing, fine-tuning his skill set and expanding his offensive arsenal. LeBron James transformed himself into an all-round machine, adapting his game to remain dominant over 2 decades when the game was changing around him. But Iverson, well, he never really adapted. He played one way his entire career, fast, aggressive, and fearless. But when those physical gifts started to fade, he didn't really have a backup plan. He didn't develop a truly elite three-point shot, he didn't have any sort of post-game, he didn't strengthen his body to handle the wear and tear of an 82-game season, and he never really made anyone else better. By 32, he was already slowing down. By 34, he was out of the league. Think about that. A player who once averaged 30 points per game was suddenly struggling to find a team and being passed around the league. It wasn't that he lost his talent, it's that his body couldn't keep up anymore. And because he never trained to extend his prime, his decline was steep and unforgiving. This is the part that gets people talking. But in an alternate universe, what if Allen Iverson had trained like Kobe? What if he wanted it as bad as Jordan? Think about what Iverson already accomplished without extra training. Now imagine if he had committed himself to refining his game. If he had developed a consistent elite three-point shot or made his teammates better, he could have extended his career well late into his 30s. If he had built up his body to absorb contact better, if he was smarter about going to the basket, he might have avoided some of the injuries that wore him down the line. If he had developed a post-game of any sort, even as a smaller player, he could have remained effective even after his speed declined. Now, would he have won more championships? Would he have extended his career another 5 or 6 seasons? Would we be talking about him in the same breath as Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe? We can't really answer that question, but all signs point to yes, considering the talent that he was. Because at the end of the day, Allen Iverson is one of the greatest players to ever live. Pound for pound, he might be the best we've ever seen. But there's always that question, what could have been? Because while talent can take you to the top, work ethic is what keeps you there. And in the NBA, the true legends are the ones who last. So now I want to hear from you guys. Was Iverson great because of his natural talent, or did his lack of training really hold him back in the grand scheme of things? Could he have won multiple championships if he dedicated himself to the game like LeBron or Kobe, and maybe that led to him playing on a better team ultimately down the line in his career? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's settle this debate once and for all. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we're dropping fire content like this all season long and into the playoffs. Thanks for watching. My name's Damian Peters. This is Basketball Network, and I'll catch you in the next one.